So welcome everyone to Language and Learning by Jeff Buck and to English 1 Unit 2. This lesson and this unit are designed for A1 and A2 learners. And today's topic is our hobbies and interests. Let's talk for a little bit about the methodology for this lesson plan. So scaffolding. So the American psychologist Jerome Bruner developed a 6-step process for teaching anything: recruitment, reduction in degrees of freedom, direction maintenance, marking critical features, frustration control, and demonstration or modeling. And I've reworded that and changed the order for ELT purposes: interest, simplification, focus, noticing, assisting, and demonstration are the terms I use. And the order is simplification, interest, demonstration, focus, assisting, and noticing. SID, FAN, SIDFAN. And simplification should take place during the lesson planning stage. Interest at the beginning of the lesson and each activity. Demonstration at the beginning of each activity. And focus, assisting, and noticing throughout the lesson as needed. And the lesson objectives are communicative, to talk about our hobbies and interests; language or linguistic objective, to be able to use WH questions and answer them correctly with good grammar; phonological or pronunciation, to be able to use and pronounce contractions or rather reductions correctly. And the context is any situation in which you would talk about your hobbies or interests. So, as with all the units in this course, you can use this if you're a teacher with your students. You can adapt it however you want according to your own teaching methodology and practices. And you can use this if you're a learner, as is, or however you want. So we start off with a warm-up. What do you do in your free time? And the students can listen and repeat that question. They can work with me as a class and then work with a partner. And this should only take, 2 to 5 minutes. So in my free time, I like to watch movies. I like to go hiking. I like to go to the gym, and I like to read. So you would need to ask me more questions: how often, where, why, who, with, etc., to develop a real conversation. Okay. And here's the lexis, the vocabulary. You can listen and repeat, and we'll go over the answers. Watch movies. So that's number 3. Play computer games. That's number 10. Go shopping. Number 7. Watch sports. Number 6. Hang out with my friends. Number 1. Travel. Number 2. Listen to music. Number 4. Read books. Number 5. Draw pictures. Number 9. And work out or exercise. Number 8. Okay. And then the dialogue. So with my students, I have them listen and repeat, and then they practice it with a partner 2 times, switching roles for the second time, and anything that's underlined, names, activities, etc., can be changed to personalize the conversation. So listen and repeat. So, Sayan, what do you do for fun? Well, I like to watch movies, and sometimes I read books. How about you? What do you do in your free time? I like movies too, but I also like to play computer games. Cool. What kinds of movies do you like? I really like comedies and horror films. How about you? Horror? No way. They're too scary. I like comedies and action movies. Well, do you want to watch a movie together sometime? Yeah, that sounds fun. I'll text you. See ya. So see ya, we, instead of saying see you, often say see ya. All right. So that brings us to pronunciation. And today we're talking about reductions. Um, these aren't the same as contractions. Contractions are what we talked about the last time. So I do not, I don't. These are um, even more informal, but very common. This is how we normally speak. So for example, what do you? What do you want? We would normally say, what do you want? And that could be written like this. What do you, what do you want? Do you want to? Do you wanna? Do you wanna? So wanna, first of all, want to, but it could also be, do you wanna? Do you wanna? And then how about you? How about you? How about you? I'm not sure how you would spell that, but how about you? Now, um, Koreans, I designed this lesson while teaching in Korea, will often say, how about you? Instead of chu, they'll say you. And that's not correct. I'm not sure why they do that. That's part of their L1 interference. But if you're Korean, be careful with that. Okay. Now the conversation. So here are some example topic questions. Of course, you can create your own. You can modify these as needed. You can practice these with me, listen and repeat, and then practice the conversation with your students or on your own or with a partner. Number one, and try to use some reductions instead of what do you, what do you do in your free time? What do you do for fun? Do you have any hobbies? Koreans often say, what is your hobby? That's not correct. In general, we're talking about things in general, we use plurals. What are your hobbies? Do you have any hobbies? Do you like to read books? What kind of movies do you like? All plural form. Okay. Number two, how often do you watch movies? How often do you go shopping? How often do you go to the gym, etc.? Number three, what kind of music do you like? Or sports or books, etc. Number four, do you like to work out or go shopping or draw pictures, etc.? Number five, how often do you hang out with your friends or watch movies with your friends or play sports with your friends? All right. So my endless English talking time system consists of 7 main questions, follow-up questions, who, what, when, where, how, why, and how about you? There are other follow-up questions and also some extra questions, but it basically works like this with 2 to 4 people, ideally two. One person asks a topic question, what do you do for fun? And the other person will answer that question. And then the first person will ask 1 or 2 follow-up questions. How often do you do that? Where do you do that, etc. And the second person will answer them. And then the second person will ask a switch question. How about you? Along with 1 or 2 follow-up questions, which the first person will answer. And then the second person can ask a new topic question. What kind of movies do you like? And some follow-up questions. And then the first person can ask a switch question, some follow-up questions, and then a new topic question, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This can go on endlessly. This is the foundation for a simple, effective conversation. And also, in order to have a real conversation, students should not be reading. You shouldn't read. You should be interested in your partner and ask a lot of follow-up questions. And for practice, working on good grammar, you should try to speak mostly in complete sentences. And after reviewing this system with my students, they go back and practice the conversation with a new partner. Okay. And then we go over the grammar and they practice the conversation with a new partner, and I give them feedback and they practice with a new partner, etc. Okay. So today's grammar is using how to use WH questions. So the question would start with a WH word: who, what, when, where, how, or why. And then the auxiliary verb do and a subject. So do you, does your mother, does your best friend, whatever, and a verb, and then maybe more information. Okay. So what do you do for fun? What kind of movies do you like? Where do you watch movies? How often do you go shopping? Okay, again, so you have a WH word, and there might be more added to that. Like I said, what kind of, how often, and then do or does plus the subject and a verb and maybe more information. And then to answer that, you'll have a subject, a verb, an object, and maybe more information. I like to watch movies. I watch movies on or at home on Netflix. I, the subject, watch the verb, movies the object, and then at home on Netflix is more information. Okay. So once the students have practiced that, they can go back and practice the conversation with a new partner and try to use better grammar. Okay. And if you have time, you can review this with your students or on your own. What did you learn today? What questions do you still have? Can you make a mind map, etc.? And for homework, remember this is A1, A2, so it's low level. Students need to work on some writing. This can be a simple paragraph, which should look like what you see in blue going across, okay, not what you see in red going down. Or it could be a short essay or some creative writing like a poem. All right. So English 1, A1, A2, Unit 2 are hobbies and interests, WH questions, and reductions. So thank you for watching. Please check out the other videos in the series and have a good day.